everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This video right here is going to be a wee review for a little game I'd like to call Scars Above. So let's get into it. We're going to get the story out of the way first, so hefty spoilers along the way. The story follows a team of scientists called SCAR. That stands for Sentient Contact Assessment and Response Team. So basically it's a bunch of scientists who are responsible for their first contact with aliens, and that's how the story starts. There is a massive alien structure in the sky that Earth has dubbed the Metahedron. The SCAR team in a rocket goes up to investigate, and we take the role of Kate Ward, a member of said SCAR team. Once making contact, an explosion happens, debris, fireballs, the whole shebang happens, and we wake up in the middle of nowhere on an alien planet. None of our crew are around us, we're surrounded by wreckage, and we quickly discover that we can't die anymore, instead resurrecting what can only be described as strange alien pillars that glow quite a vibrant yellow whenever we go near it. So with our funky little gun, which is not a gun but it is a gun, on our side, and a little combat knife, we explore this world, scanning alien creatures, trying to find our crew, amongst other things like, who are these aliens, why can't I die, and why is everything so goddamn beautiful here? And hostile! Let's not forget hostile. Because this is not a game where you're exploring an alien world, discovering what is cool, what is not, what is dangerous, and what is safe. No, you're going to be taking on the role of a third-person shooter. And instead of XP, you're going to be finding knowledge. You can find this by little floating orbs, scanning enemies that you've killed and first come across, as well as just progressing through the game. So to continue on with the story, the game is divided up into chapters. First off, we're discovering what the hell happened to us. Next, we're looking for our crewmates, intercepting signals, both alien and human, bumping into some of our crewmates, and dealing with a lot of very peculiar alien species along the way. Or so we think. You see, the inhabitants of this planet were also scientists, and they discovered that within DNA they found this sequence known as the Code of Life. Now they, in their vast intellect, their hubris, decided to create not only AI, that is the main antagonist, known as the Custodian, they also found ways of manipulating genetic structure with nanomachines. That's right, nanomachines.
Nanomachines, son!
Kate Ward, the playable character, is imbued with said nanomachines. We learn this quite late into the story. Like I said, spoilers. And we now have essentially the remnants of one of the lead scientists of this alien race, basically as a hologram that is talking to us and telling us which way to go. So yeah, that is quite convenient. Also, because of said nanomachines, we're the only ones on this planet that can essentially resurrect, so it is very much a Souls-like. Now, upon finishing said story, which culminates in a fight between what is essentially just a reskinned / armoured up version of a basic enemy that you fought numerous times before, which in my opinion was a little bit, disappointing. The game ends with a big, we're stuck on this planet because we decided to do the right thing and not give in to the Custodian. I forgot to mention, the reason humans are there is because this Custodian AI robot thing has went through all the genetic material on this planet, both scientists and wildlife, which we have been fighting the most fucked up versions of. So yeah, that's fun. He went to Earth, the closest in terms of DNA that he could fuck around with, and found out that, well, humans are quite a resilient bunch. So the story ends with us leaving the Custodian in the dust and trying to find our way back to Earth somehow we are given coordinates, and it was quite sequel baity. Who knows, we might actually see the Scars Above 2. Now I want to talk about combat. We, as the player, have access to 6 weapons. They are all scattered throughout the game. There's upgrades for said weapons, and instead of being very different, maybe alien, they're more just a case of we have gained knowledge of how something works. As I said, we are scientists, we're not soldiers. So we utilise that information to construct our own version of technology. We can craft a fireball launcher, a ice grenade launcher, a shotgun that spits out venom, toxin, whichever you prefer. And obviously the starting weapon is a railgun that shoots lightning. Now you can get a different version of this very close to the end of the game, which turns it into a lightning beam. Palpatine fans rejoice, it is very fun. And the last weapon is of course a fire beam. I'm a firing my laser, anyone? Then of course we have gadgets, which could be a shield that protects you from damage, a grenade that spits out gas that you could set on fire, a grenade that has a slow down time effect, so a time bubble, if you will. You also have like a little phantom shift abilities. And last but not least, we also have a hologram projection, so when some fights get a little too tough, you just throw it out there and, you know, give yourself a chance to heal, a chance to reload, and all that good stuff. What do I think of this game? I enjoyed it. I could see a lot of flaws, I could see a lot of blandness, a lot of generic rooty tooty shooty stuff, but under all the jank, there is a fun element to this game. Unfortunately, the jank really does hurt it at times. Some of the facial animations in some quite emotional cutscenes really threw me out. Case in point, this one right here.
Failed! Robinson!
But despite all that, despite some facial animations and some animations, performance-wise, this game ran incredibly smooth. I played it on an Xbox Series S, and I suffered with no frame drops and no fudging of graphics. I found little stuttering to happen, so all in all, it was a very smooth experience. I did, however, find that some of the AI was a little bit too basic. Like, by what I mean by that is that they didn't really have any kind of brain about them other than I'ma run straight towards you and hit you. I'm going to use some of my special attacks, like, you know, spit venom, throw a rock, hit you with a tentacle, but there was no extra movement around just running at you and wanting to bite you. But then again, they are all animals, so that's to be expected, I suppose. A little bit meh for me. But going away from the performance and the AI, sound design on the other hand, that was top notch. See, the sound design for me, it was a mixture of, in most areas, techno, almost synthwave in some of the levels. In some of the areas, the music, the tones, it hit really different. As well as some of the later on scenes, there was some quite squelchy, guttural, echoing throughout the environment. As well as some very operatic, very throaty, just the sound just felt moist, you know. Case in point, the environment I'm about to show you here. Now, to end things off, I'm going to show you what is the weirdest thing to me in this game, is skill trees. As you can see here, there are skills to unlock. You get this by not leveling up, but by gaining points in knowledge. I kept myself going, you know, just off the beaten path every now and again, and I found quite a few of these little data clusters and the like. And by the end of the game, I managed to have 8 points left over, so I wasn't exactly, you know, leave no stone unturned, but I did get a bit curious and be like, well, there's path to the left, path to the right, let me check both. And I did accrue every single skill, as well as every single upgrade for every weapon, which in turn leads me to the last section of this video, the achievements, or the trophies, whichever you'd like to call them. I maxed out, I got every single achievement for this game, and I didn't miss a single one. I don't know if there is any that could potentially be missed. However, with enough due diligence, you will also be able to find all the upgrades, all the skill points required, all the weapons and upgrades for them, with very little effort. So I must admit, if you're an achievement hunter, like I am, kind of, not really, this is going to be a really easy game. A handful of hours set aside, and an enjoyable game to boot. Now to end things off, what is my score of this game? Well, let me tell you. Now I don't mean this bad, this isn't a bad score to me, but I'm giving this game a 6 out of 10. Now my rating is a bit funny. 5 is okay, that is right in the middle. Anything below, we're starting to look at, there is more negatives than positives. There is some positives to this game. Now I got this game on sale, so I felt it was a little bit more worth it if I spent the full £35. Or I'm assuming in the States it would be like $35 as well. Then I could see that score dropping to maybe a 4, but I did get this for less than £10, so you know, on sale it feels a little bit more value for money than full price. But thank you so much for listening to me, have a wee blether with you, have a wee chat, and a little review about Scars Above. Now this game was developed by Madhead Games of previous games like Dolmen, published by Prime Matter. The game was released February 28th of 2023, so it's not even an old game, less than a year old now. But in any case, this is it for the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you come away with this video maybe wanting to play the game, maybe giving it a pass, maybe it's not for you. But if you like a nice, easy to grind, easy to play sci-fi game, why not pick up Scars Above? Thank you so much for watching. If you could like this video, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think of the game. I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Peace out.